And this is our champion, Warren Pistol. He returns with $3,700. This is a college professor, Paul Klein. And here's a freelance writer, Bonnie Exton. Warren is the champion. Paul and Bonnie, you are the challengers. And now, here is your master of the challenge, Dick Clark.
You can tell it's a Friday. Everybody's all geared up for the weekend. Warren's counting his money again. $3,700 here yesterday. Congratulations to you, sir. Paul and Bonnie, good luck to you folks. And remember, the money they earn today is awarded by Citibank, MasterCard, and Visa. You start with $200 in the sprint round. We have 1 minute on the clock. If you come out on top, you've won extra money and the ability to go to the board first, which is a little bit of an advantage. So if everybody will stand by, we'll set the clock now for 1 minute. What entertainer, by signing a new contract for the 1991-92 season, marks his 54th year with NBC Radio and Television? That's Bob Hope. In the familiar fairy tale, the ugly duckling found out that he is really a what? Warren?
Swan.
Correct. In what Norwegian city did Mikhail Gorbachev recently give his acceptance speech for the Nobel Peace Prize? Bonnie?
Oslo.
Oslo is right. Named the renowned ocean liner, launched in 1934, that's now permanently moored in Long Beach, California. Warren?
Queen Mary.
Correct. United Kingdom is made up of England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and what other country? Warren?
Wales.
Correct. The two official languages of Canada are English and what? Warren?
French.
Correct. What organization has programs known as UNICEF and UNESCO? Paul?
The United Nations.
Correct. The Dutchman who paid 60 guilders for the island of Manhattan was Peter who? Paul?
Minuet.
Correct. I never got to that one. And that leaves Warren out in front with a couple of $100 to the good and the choice of the board. The foul language, San Francisco, two Arson and Artie, unions, fictional characters, and ballyhoo. Where would you like to go, Warren?
Well, I'm kind of chicken with this board, so I guess that means I'm going to foul language.
Foul language. We've got farm foul, city foul, and country foul. $100 to $200 bets coming up right now. For $100, Paul, what type of meat is called kuchen in German, poulet in French, and pollo in Spanish?
Chicken.
Chicken is right. For $150, Warren and Bonnie. What type of fowl includes varieties called fantail and Jacobin and produces the edible delicacy known as squab? Bonnie?
Pigeon.
Pigeon is right. You pick up $150 and the choice of the board.
Let's try fictional characters.
All right. We're talking about fictional characters in comic strips and cartoons and in novels. Please wager. You guys look like you know your cartoons. That doubles the value now. All three of you stand by. Name the nearsighted cartoon character whose voice was supplied by actor Jim Backus. Bonnie.
Mr. Magoo.
You're correct. Would you like to go ahead on comic strips or novels?
I think I'm a chicken, so I'm not going to.
No. Say no. One you might not have known. The other would have been a cinch, and we'll use it again another day. All right. Warren's ahead by, I beg your pardon, Bonnie's ahead by $750 to $600 to $500. It's very close. We'll be back here on the Challengers right after this. Going back to your childhood. And the truth too. Paul and I were just talking about Florida. We had shared some interest on it. What do you do in Florida?
I'm a professor at St. Thomas University.
What do you teach?
Tourism and hospitality management.
Just new?
The discipline's been around a number of years, but the number of colleges at which the program appears is proliferating. You could even get a master's or a PhD in tourism.
It's a blossoming industry with people traveling so much. Warren, we talked about the fact that you're a private eye. You've had other jobs along the way?
Yeah, I've done real estate. I drive people to and from the airport in a shuttle. While real estate was killing me, I was doing that. So it brings up a lot of strange people, which adds to my private eye.
It also is added to that residue of knowledge you carry around in your head.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Interesting, helping you out here. Bonnie, you came a long way to be with us. Where are you from?
From Connecticut.
What do you do back there?
Well, I'm a freelance writer, but I just graduated from college last month.
Now, Bonnie, this is an impolite thing to say, but how does one put this gently?
careful.
Yeah, I'm gonna. No matter how I put this, I am in trouble, Judge. What would you say to this woman who is obviously not a college kid?
Well, at 25 years old, she's a bit old to get a college education.
Oh, no wonder you're smooth. You went back to school, or what happened?
Yes, I was a nurse. 25 years ago, I graduated from nursing school and decided I wanted a career change, so I went back to get some certification.
Terrific. Nice to have you with us. Congratulations on being ahead at the moment. That, too, can change, I hate to tell you. This is the round where things get a little crazy later on. This is still the same values here, but we'll raise the ante in a bit. Donnie, you have the choice of San Francisco, two arts and an arty, unions, and ballyhoo. Where would you like to start?
Let's go to San Francisco.
San Francisco, we have its parks, its hippies, and its squares. Select and make a wager. Everybody gets a question. Bonnie, this is yours. Name the large San Francisco park that stretches from the Haight-Ashbury district to the Pacific Ocean.
Golden Gate Park?
That's right, for $100. For $150, Paul. One of San Francisco's premier hippie rock bands of the 60s featured singer Grace Slick, and back then was called the Jefferson what?
Airplane.
Correct. For $200, Warren, name the San Francisco square located near Fisherman's Wharf that was once a chocolate factory.
Ghirardelli.
You're right for $200. You folks know the Bay Area. Let's move on and make the selection, Warren.
Let's go with unions, labor.
All right. Symbolic unions, business unions, and political unions. A little more than you anticipated. Select and wager. Doubles it up at least, and everybody goes for the same thing. That'll make it worth $300. All three standing by for this one on business unions. What union name is given to what was once the largest telegraph company in the United States? All in time, Judge?
Yes, Justin.
Answer?
Western Union.
Correct. Do you want to go ahead and try for symbolic unions or political unions?
No, thank you.
All right, sir. In that case, I'll give you another choice. Two arts and an arty and ballyhoo. What would you like?
Let's try ballyhoo.
All right, we have companies, dancers, and composers. Please select. For $100, Warren and Bonnie, named after a neighborhood in New York City and founded by Arthur Mitchell, a famed ballet company is known as the Dance Theater of where? Warren.
Harlem.
Harlem is right. For $150, Paul. Name the dancer who starred in the 1985 film White Nights and was the artistic director of the American Ballet Theater until 1989.
Baryshnikov.
You're correct for $150. The last one up there is two arts and an arty. It involves Art Carney, Art Garfunkel, and Artie Shaw. Two arts and an arty, folks. Doubling the value on Art Garfunkel is now. It's worth $300. Paul, Warren, and Bonnie stand by. After making a name for himself in music, Art Garfunkel made his acting debut in the film Catch-22. A later film in which he co-starred with Jack Nicholson was Carnal what? Warren.
Knowledge.
Knowledge is right. How about Art Carney or Artie Shaw?
Well, Art Carney looks good. We'll try
Art Carney. All right. The character that Art Carney played on The Honeymooners was Ed who?
Norton.
Norton is right. Yeah, Norton. Yeah. Oh, very good. Now, do you want to sweep the board? You pick up $900. A question on Artie Shaw.
We've ended my knowledge of arts.
Okay. We'll stop while we're ahead. And that concludes this round with, let's see, Warren in front with $1,400, followed by Paul and Bonnie in that order. And we'll be back to go after the second half of the game and raise the value of the questions right after this.
Questions are verified by Newsweek magazine. And now let's get back to the challengers.
We're ready to go, Don Morrow. Thank you very much. Second half of the play, we raised the value of the questions. Let's see, Bonnie, you're the one who needs to catch up a touch here, and this is the place to do it with these subjects. We have poets and their poetry, dogs of the world, states along the Atlantic, rhyme time, Bob Dylan at 50, and great city fires. The choice belongs to Warren.
Let's go with good geographical states along the Atlantic.
States along the Atlantic. We have Massachusetts, New York, and New Jersey. Select and wager between $200 and $400. $400. $400 question in a moment. Paul, this is yours for $300. What city located in New York at the eastern end of Lake Erie is known as the Queen City of the Great Lakes?
Buffalo.
That is correct for $300. Warren and Bonnie for $400. Look to the video wall. To the wall. This is an unforgettable photo of the Hindenburg tragedy. Name the New Jersey Naval Air Station where the disaster occurred. Bonnie.
Lakehurst.
Lakehurst is right. You pick up $400. Control of the board once again. These are the subjects. There they are. What would you like?
How about Great City Fires?
Great city fires. We've got Chicago, Atlanta, and London. Select, please. I thought you were all going for the same one for a moment. Bonnie, you're the holdout. We'll be there in a moment for $200. Paul and Warren. According to legend, Chicago's Great Fire was started by a cow. When she kicked over a lantern in a barn. Name the lady who owned that barn. Paul.
Mrs. O'Leary.
Mrs. Patrick O'Leary is right. You picked up $200. Bonnie for $300. In 1864, most of Atlanta's buildings were destroyed when Union troops occupied the town. Name the general who led those troops.
Sherman.
Sherman on his famous march. You picked up $300 on that one. Bonnie, which of these last four?
Rhyme time, please.
Rhyme time. All right, we have people, places, things. Select and wait. That's a $600 wager coming up here. Everybody standing by now. Give me a pair of two-syllable rhyming words that would describe the residence of a king or queen if it were found on TV's South Fork Ranch. Bonnie.
Dallas Palace.
You got it. You want to go ahead with people or things in the rhyming category?
I'll try people.
People. All right, for $400. Give me a pair of one-syllable rhyming words that would describe ballpoint writing instruments if owned by an Ohio senator named John.
Glenn's pens.
All right, how about things? You're in the rhyming?
No, I think I'll quit while I'm ahead.
Oh, shucks. All right. You're still ahead. We have some categories left. What would you like?
Let's try Bob Dylan at 50.
All right. Bob Dylan recently hit his 50th birthday, and we're way right. Go ahead. That's all right. His songs, his background, and his career, and all of these things describe some of the noteworthy events in Bob Dylan's first half-century. Select and wager. You folks are in a groove today. That makes it worth $400. Stand by. Finish this lyric, and you'll give me the title of one of Bob Dylan's best-known songs. The answer, my friend, is what? Warren.
Blowing in the wind.
You're right, for $400. How about his background or his career? How much about Dylan?
Dylan Thomas, yes. Bob Dylan, no. I'll have to pass.
Pass on that, and that, I guess, concludes that category. We have two left. And it's your choice, Warren.
Oh, dogs of the world.
All right, we have sporting dogs, cartoon dogs, and little dogs. This is the doggy category, folks. For $300, Warren and Bonnie, in the cartoons, what's the name of Mickey Mouse's dog? Warren.
Pluto.
Pluto's right for $300. Paul, for $400. Get ready to look to the video wall and identify this breed of dog whose name is Chinese for lion. To the wall.
Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu is right for $400. The last subject is poets and their poetry, and it involves an American, an Englishman, and a beatnik. $200 to $400. This is your last wager in this round. You guys just like a race, is that it? All right, it's worth $400 this time around, all three of you now. This American poet recited his work, The Gift, outright at the inauguration of John F. Kennedy. He is Robert who? Bonnie.
Frost.
Correct. How about the English poet or the beatnik poet? And
No.
their poetry, I should add.
No, thank you.
Neither one?
No.
Well, what the heck? You got $2,950. Why go ahead? No, this is it, folks. Look at this. All in the $2,000 range with Bonnie a little bit ahead. This is going to be a great final challenge, and it's coming up right after this.
Bolton Furniture's liquidation sale. Bedding twins, $22. Fools, $29. Queens and kings, $39. Three-piece bedroom suit, sweater full, $99. Three-piece queen suit, $197. And four-piece queen suit, just $297. Bolton Furniture will save you money.
3 million crimes occur on school campuses each year. That's 16,000 a day. Your children need your support. Talk to them at home. Get involved. After school, every day. Just be there.
We plant new trees to replace the ones we've used. That's why trees are called a renewable resource.
Yeah, they give us wood. My house is made out of wood.
Yeah, we use a lot of things out of wood, but living trees give us oxygen to breathe. I'm going right over there.
There are so many ways we can help our planet. Working individually, working together.
This is only one of our FFA projects. We're doing something. What about you?
FFA, leadership for a growing planet.
I'd like to be under the sea.
A child can drown in just 2 inches of water. Make the water safe for your child with the Red Cross Water Safety Program.
If you'd like to become a contestant on the Challengers, please call area code 818-562-1620. It is awarded by Citibank MasterCard and Visa Card, America's most widely used credit card. And now, back to the final challenge. And once again, here's Dick Clark.
Thank you, Don. Before we move to the final challenge, you guys know you set a record today with all three going for the same subject 6 times today, but never, ever did you finish a category. I don't know what the story. Who had the poetry category the last? Bonnie, let me just for the heck of it. We usually save these and do them later, but we've got a moment. Pretend as if you were all in this now. I'm just curious to know, for instance, you passed on this. Name the English poet who wrote the book of the Duchess, the House of Fame, and his masterpiece, The Canterbury Tales.
Chaucer.
See, author, see? Confidence, folks. How many times do I tell you, what's that confidence? See if they get this next one. This would have been $800, this one. Name one of the best-known poets of the Beat generation who gave us the memorable poem, Kaddish. Anybody know? Ginsberg. Ginsberg would have been right. Paul, you would have been $800. Richards, as it is, write me a check. All right, folks, where do we stand now? Up to the final round here. Bonnie out in front with $2,950, Warren with $2,100, Paul with $2,000. The final category is the Suez Canal. You can wager at even odds on the Lifeline, 1875. Nationalization, 1956. Triple your wager on construction in 1859. Even, double, triple on the Suez Canal. You'll have 15 seconds to select your question and make your final wager of the day. Always got to remember, folks, that the highest wager gets the question. That's been very telling in the last couple of weeks or so. And once again, the challenge is yours. Players' choices have been locked in. The subject is the Suez Canal. Paul, declare, please.
I was very conservative. I went the Lifeline for $400.
Warren, please, your wager is?
Yeah, I went also with the Lifeline, but I went for $1,100.
You took it away from him. Bonnie, you can go for the same one or something else?
Construction, Dick, for $400.
That means that it's down to Warren and Bonnie. Paul, your $2,000 is safe. We'll see what happens to the other two in a second. Warren, at even odds, the Suez Canal became a vital link in the British lifeline of supply and commerce. Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli in 1875 purchased the Egyptian stock in the canal to establish British control. For $3,200, name the British monarch for whom Disraeli toiled. Victoria. Queen Victoria is right, and you picked up $3,200. Bonnie, the only way you can pull this out of the fire is to get it right. Okay. If you do so, you'll win $4,150. If you're wrong, it's still not a total loss. You'll be at $2,550, so it's a handsome bit of scoring all around. Paul's got his $2,000. Warren's sweating to see how you're going to do. And here we go. The Suez Canal was built from 1859 to 1869 by the Suez Canal Company under the able leadership of a French diplomat and promoter. For $4,150 and today's wind, name that French diplomat.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Bonnie. I will probably mispronounce. I always thought it was de Lesseps. I believe it's de Lesseps. And Warren is
I should have wagered on
corroborating that. Hey, in any case, as I say, it's not a total loss. You, Bonnie, finish at $2,550. Paul has $2,000. Warren has won it with $6,900 for a two-day total. We'll see you Monday. A couple of new challenges. Have a great weekend. Thank you, folks, very much. Nice to have you aboard. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday. For now, Dick Clark. So long.